Hi guys, we're in Darfield today at All Saints Church, and we come to check out the grave of Robert Milthorpe, who was killed by his own headstone. So let's check this one out first. This is for the Landhill explosion, which happened in 1857, in which 189 men and boys lost their lives and 146 are buried here. Now that was a big underground explosion which shook the countryside for miles around, and the men that were killed were the ones that didn't exit the mine for lunch. They were eating their lunch down there. It's like a casket shape, this one, isn't it? John Beaumont of Wombwell. Is it Womwell or Wombwell? Someone will correct me. James Porter of Park House, 1834, 49 years old. I'm guessing Park House was a big manor house nearby. I think that one must be associated to the grave in some way. Look at this one. Somebody's got all the flowers, haven't they? Wow. So it's the first sign of spring here, thank God. I'm sick of walking around in the freezing cold and snow, as you've seen from me previous videos. Need a bit of break from all that. Richard, son of Joseph and Mary Raywood, 29 years old. I'm guessing, because these are so close, yeah, Richard Raywood. So interestingly, Raywood was the surname of the employer of the chap that was killed by his own headstone, so I wonder if there's any relation there. George Skilbeck Maud was the son and heir of Daniel Maud of Middleton Wood Hall. So another big old manor house local to the area. Timothy Marshall of Birkhouse, Ardsley, managing partner of the firm of Firth, Barber and Co, Oaks Colliery. Oh wow. 1861, age 55. There's a lot of information on these stones. It's great for a bit of local history. Nice Victorian era here one. Victorian era one here even. For Ellen. And this one behind Ellen is Ebenezer Elliott. Now he was known as the Corn Law Rhymer, because he wrote rhymes about the plight of poverty when bread was too expensive for the common person. And all the railings in the village were taken for the war effort during World War II. Fanny Ann. But Ebenezer's was left out of respect. Joseph Walton of Hemmingfield, 1849. There's quite a lot of young people buried here. That's a lovely one, isn't it? Very cool cross. Sarah, eldest daughter of John and Phoebe Hunter. Let's check out this fallen tree. the trunk's been taken away, but I wonder if it's left any coffins exposed. Looks quite deep in parts down there, look. It's a big old hole. Don't want to poke the camera in too far out of respect. Wow, look at this. I'm sure they're on the way to fixing it, but it's going to be a complicated job. Oh, we've got a loose dog in the cemetery. All that down the bottom there is all fairly new graves, so we won't be going down there. It's a very plain one, isn't it, for William Wood, 1823. This one's had a partial collapse. And this one's got a bird box in it. Or on it even. Anybody in? Nope. Oh, it's such a relief to have a nice spring day. Still a bit chilly but warm in the sun. And a bit breezy, but I can live with that. This one's a bit grand for William Gill. Late of... what's that say? East Indies. Can't pronounce the other name. And wife of Timothy Gill, late of Great Horton. Let's head towards that big cross at the back. See what that's all about. John Utley, age 27. Yeah, there's a lot of late 20s deaths here. Very strange. And they're all Victorian, so it's nothing to do with the war. Oh, I know what this one is. This is in the memory of 10 men who lost their lives in the Horton Main Colliery disaster in 1886, where the lift broke and hurtled towards the ground at 210 miles an hour, killing everybody on board. Crazy. I think that lift used to take about 3 minutes, but it fell to the ground in 12 seconds. Thomas Woodyat. Sorry, Annie, the beloved wife of Thomas Woodyat, aged 27. She's not dead, but sleepeth. And George, who was killed in action near the Donnells. Okay, so maybe a lot of these young people did die during the war. Bundle of sticks there from the storm damage, which probably downed that tree. Robert Gregory died December 17th, 1870 from injuries received in the railway collision at Ardley Station. Wow. So another young chap, he was only 22. My best friend from school died in his early 20s. Lewis, so I know how the families feel. And friends. Elizabeth, daughter of John and Hannah Falston of Womwell. No idea. Could be pronounced totally different in the in England. We've got some funny place names. Lovely blue cross. Guessing it's made of brass for Agnes. There's a dog walker watching me, wondering what I'm up to, but slightly awkward. Annie Walker. These two look interesting. Harriet Ann, wife of George Kitson, schoolmaster at Great Horton, 1884 I think it says, aged 23. Percy Stewart Kitson, who fell in the field of honour. I wonder where George is. Maybe he remarried. William Stokes. The rest is a bit hard to read. Another obelisk style one. George Bellamy, 1884. Give you a view of the church tower before finally heading towards Robert Milthorpe's grave, who, as I said, his own gravestone was responsible for his death. Let's go take a look. And here it is. Just read it out to you first. The mortal remains of Robert Milthorpe, who died September 13th, 1826, aged 19 years. He lost his life by inadvertently throwing this stone upon himself while in the service of James Raywood of Ardsley, who erected it to his memory. How bizarre is this? So James Raywood was a farmer or maltster, apparently, and it's thought Robert was repairing a tower or some building on James's farm, and although it's a very kind gesture of the employer to erect a stone in an employee's memory, he's definitely making a statement, isn't he, that it wasn't his fault and it was Robert's own fault. So, but isn't it amazing knowing that this stone here is responsible for killing the person that's buried there? So probably the only gravestone that's a murder weapon in the entire world. Fascinating. Alright guys, that's it from All Saints in Darfield. Hope you enjoyed Derek's story. Sorry, Robert's story. Who's Derek? Thanks for watching guys, see you on the next one. Do you think that pub's open yet?